Fostering starts as something that you just step into, but at some point, you actually realize this isn't temporary anymore. This isn't just something that I'm trying, this is actually now something that you are living. And when you've been fostering for over 2 years, you are no longer in that wilderness season, trying to figure out the system, figure out who you are in all of this. You're in this long term. And if this is where you're at right now, this episode, this season, it's for you. Fostering often just began with a simple yes. A yes to wanting to help people, a yes to opening your home, a yes to making a difference in other people's lives. And in the beginning, everything can feel really structured. There's training, there's support, there's a plan. There is that sense that you're stepping into something new. But then over time, something shifts. And it doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly. There becomes a moment where you start to realize this isn't just something that I'm doing for now. This isn't just the start of a new job. This is now my life. This is woven into my routines, my conversations, all of my decisions, and ultimately my home. And with that realization, there can be this mix of emotions. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's pressure, maybe it's just that quiet weight that you were never expecting. Because when something becomes long term, it stops feeling like something that you can just push through. When it's long term, you can't just say, I'm just going to get through this week, or this will settle down soon, or everything's just going to work out. Because now it's long term, this is your new normal. And that can feel rather heavy. Not because you don't love what you do, but because you start to realize that this is going to take something deeper from you. And this is where something really important starts to happen. You stop asking yourself, well, how do I just get through this? How do I start pushing through this? And instead you shift and you start to ask yourself, well, how can I live well in this? How can I steward my life differently? How can this be of benefit for me and those in my home? And that's the shift. Because fostering is never meant to be something that you just survive. It is meant to be something that you build a life around. You're allowed to build that peaceful home. You're allowed to build that steady rhythm. You're allowed to build that way of life that actually supports you in all of this too. And truly, that is where leadership begins. Not leadership in a loud, audacious, bold way, but instead in a grounded, steady way. We start to decide what our home actually gets to look like and feel like. You're allowed to decide who you allow into that safe space. You are allowed to decipher between what you carry and what you release. Because in fostering, when this does shift into that long term, you start to realize that you can't carry everything anymore and that you have to truly become intentional. And honestly, I've had moments of this myself in my life where I've looked around and realized I'm not just in that short term season anymore. And this is my life. I've been doing this now for almost 7 years. And I've realized in all of those moments, I have had to slow things down and ask, am I building a life that I can actually live in? Not just a life that I can manage, but truly live. And this is where faith has become so important. Because long term means it doesn't need to be heavy forever. It means that I'm able to be rooted and steady. It means that I am building something deeper where I lay my foundations, and that's within my faith. And you're allowed to realize how you feel in each and every moment. And as you build these foundations, you're no longer relying on just responding and reacting in how you feel in the moment, but you know that there is something deeper. In Galatians 6:9, it says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. At no point does it say that you must rush and force, but just continuously be steady. So if you're in that place right now where you're realizing, I'm actually in this long term, I want to just gently say this to you, that you don't have to carry it all at once. You don't have to have everything figured out today. You just need to start building a life within the space that you're actually at, and building a life that actually supports you on this journey too, because fostering changes everything. You're allowed to build a life that actually supports you. And this is where fostering then changes from not just being in what you do, but fostering changes in how you live. And over this season, we're going to be walking through that together. We're going to be walking through how we lead our home, how we protect our peace on such a deep level so that we can keep building something sustainable. And that you don't just have to just keep going, that you can build something beautiful throughout all of this. Fostering isn't just a heavy burden. Fostering is something that is beautiful, that we have been called to. And when we shift from our wilderness season of having to learn and navigate and understand this system that we find ourselves in, we do then move into that promised land where we understand our purpose, our calling, and the reason why we do what we do in the first place. So thank you for being a part of the Fostering Kingdoms community. But can I kindly ask you to be an active member by liking this video, subscribing to our podcast, and even sharing this episode with a fellow foster carer who may need to hear this message today, who may have been fostering for a long while and just need to come back to remembering their journey, their reason, their calling, and to give them the strength to keep going and to keep building a sustainable home. And if you want to reach out to us more, you can visit us at fosteringkingdoms.com. But if you are not ready to say goodbye yet, we can hang out some more.